revealed how Princess Diana learned from Sarah Ferguson's mistakes to earn millions. Princess Diana and Sarah Ferguson's royal careers mirrored each other, with both women divorcing in 1996, but Diana was able to learn from her sister-in-law's mistakes to walk away from the palace with millions. Princess Diana married Prince Charles in their unforgettable 1981 royal wedding. Sarah Ferguson, affectionately known as Fergie, knew the young lady Diana Spencer before she entered royal life, and the pair were firm friends when the Duchess of York became a royal bride herself in 1986. However, they made a complex friendship which was never repaired after their final disagreement in 1996, a year before the princess died. The Princess of Wales and Duchess of York even devised a divorce pact together when it became clear they were both struggling in their royal marriages. Tina Brown, in a book 2007, The Diana Chronicles, writes, Diana had bailed out of that pact, leaving Fergie stranded. The princess realized her sister-in-law was most useful as a canary down the mineshaft, as she put it, although both royal women would separate from their husbands in 1992 before eventually divorcing in 1996. Sarah Ferguson took the plunge first, and Diana learned from her sister-in-law's mistakes. The former Vanity Fair editor continues, Diana used her sister-in-law as a constant source of intelligence on Windsor's tactics and saw the way that Fergie was being bested. Diana's former media advisor, Jane Atkinson, told the author Sarah Ferguson was a very, very useful friend to the princess during the months before the divorce. If she hadn't had a house to go to, she would have gone mad. According to Miss Brown, Diana regarded Fergie as having been stamped into a rash decision by the royal family over her divorce from Prince Andrew. Instead, the Princess of Wales bided her time over a divorce proceedings which played out over 1996. Miss Brown writes, in May, Diana went to the Queen and told her that unless her terms were met, she would withdraw her consent to divorce. Without it, Charles would have to wait another 2 years until the obligatory 5 have had been reached for non-consenting divorce. If she ran out of money, she would sell her jewels in order to live, and that would be a great embarrassment. In response, Prince Charles reportedly tried to go over the head of Diana's divorce lawyer and straight to the head of the firm, Lord Miskin, to try to reduce Diana's demands. However, Mrs. Brown writes, on July 13, the divorce deal was sealed on the terms Diana asked. It was a sweeter, clear victory. She may have lost her title, but she won financial independence for the first time in her life. Until the divorce awarded her money in her own right, the princess had very few assets of her own. Most of her jewels belonged to the crown, and she famously had to return the Spencer tiara that she had worn on her wedding day back to her brother when he became the 9th Earl. Like Fergie, who had lost her HRH title, Diana was stripped of her title in the divorce. Miss Brown writes, Diana brooded on how Fergie's prospects in the outside world were plummeting. Now it was clear her royal titles were confiscated. Diana had a dread of descending into her sister-in-law's world, leveraging her tiara to pay for her highlights. She wanted no part of such honors. Unlike the Duchess of York, however, Diana agreed to sign a confidentiality agreement as part of her divorce deal. The Duchess of York received a much smaller sum than Diana. However, the lack of confidentiality clause meant that she would go on to make media appearances and publish her autobiographies, from which she had earned an estimated £2.2 million. According to 1992 reports, however, Fergie stood to win around £7 million or £14.2 million in today's money from Prince Andrew's trust fund. Although the Duchess of York in later years complained that she didn't get a bean from the royal family in the divorce, she did in fact win a financial settlement estimated to have been worth around £3 million at the time. It included £1.4 million in trust funds for Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie and a provision for the educational fees. However, it paled in comparison to Diana's lump sum of around £17 million and £400,000 a year, worth over £31 million and £780,000 in today's money. The Prince of Wales had to borrow from the Queen to meet the terms and drained his personal wealth, according to his former personal banker. Prince Charles speaks of his baptism of fire as he says his son William is lucky. Prince Charles opened up on his baptism of fire and branded Prince William lucky in a bombshell ITV documentary airing tonight. Prince Charles believes his eldest son Prince William is quite lucky as he's been given the time to learn the privileges and duties of being the Duke of Cornwall, a title the Prince of Wales has held since 1969. Speaking on Prince Charles inside the Duchy of Cornwall, the Prince of Wales said, "William is quite lucky because I found myself there at 21. I had a lot of baptism of fire, really." He goes and visits different parts of the Duchy of Cornwall, and so he's learning, I hope, as time goes by. Despite thinking his son is fortunate to have the luxury of time and his father's guidance, Prince Charles has voiced his appreciation for how hard Prince William is working at the estate and his willingness to learn. Prince Charles spoke of the pride he felt when his son took an interest in what the Duchy of Cornwall estate needs and admitted it made him emotional. The Prince of Wales said, "When I saw it, I could not believe it. I was deeply touched and moved by what he said. It practically reduced me to tears because I suddenly thought, well, just hearing that from him has made the last 50 years worthwhile." The heir to the throne has spoken of the extensive work to the Duchy of Cornwall he has undertaken in the past 5 decades in the 2-part documentary marking the 50th anniversary since he was appointed Duke of the estate. The 2-hour ITV film will air tonight and next Thursday at 9 p.m. The first part analyzes the hard work done in the Duchy by Charles, who has become the longest-serving Duke of Cornwall. The second episode introduces a discussion focused on Prince William eventually taking over from his father both the title of Prince of Wales and the Duchy of Cornwall. The inevitable transfer of titles and power from father to son forced Prince Charles to confront his own mortality. He said, asked how he feels about the succession to Prince William, he replied, "Confronting your own mortality is a very good thing for you. If I may say no, it's quite good for the soul." Prince Charles, the documentary shows, is loved and appreciated as a caring landlord by farmers who live in the 130,000-acre estate. Affectionately calling him boss, farmers have praised the royal's passion for the work he does and his forward thinking, which initially attracted quite a lot of criticism towards him. Farmers Rhys Morris said for a long time the Prince of Wales was looked at with skepticism when he initially transitioned to organic. Here we are 36 years later, and now not only it has become the norm, but it's a big driver in the agricultural industry as a whole. Speaking about Prince Charles' knowledge and care for the Duchy, the farmer continued, "It was really something special. He's incredibly knowledgeable, astonishing how much he does take in running the estate." The 700-year-old estate was established by Edward III to provide an income for his son and heir to the throne, Edward, later known as the Black Prince. To date, the Duchy continues to provide the royal family with support for Charles, his family, and charities he backs. The estate made a profit last year of £21 million from a diverse property portfolio, which includes a B&Q site in Milton Keynes.